Welcome to week 11 of Explore the Bible. Really looking forward to these next 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of the spring quarter. Great passages as we're looking at the end here of this great story. And man, Jesus on the cross to the resurrection and appearances. It's going to be wonderful. I know you've got to be excited about it too. We're going to be in John 19 today. But before we look at that, be sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Like, comment, if you share it with others. If you've got questions, put those in the comment section. And if you want to support our ministry of teaching and also the mission work that we're doing around the world, then go to this website, give.exposedtochrist.com, and you can contribute to what we're trying to get done here. So let's look at chapter 19 of the book of John. Tremendous passage. Carrying the cross by himself, he went out to what is called place of the skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. And there they crucified him and 2 others with him, one on either side, with Jesus in the middle. Pilate also had a sign made and put on the cross. It said, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. There's Pilate's sign right there, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. This was Pilate's dig, maybe. Pilate's recognition, maybe that's what it is. Pilate was not happy that the Jews had put him in this place where he was kind of left with no choice but to execute Jesus, at least as he saw it, because Pilate was political by nature. That's what he did. So he gets in his little dig on the Jews here as they're crucifying Jesus. Okay. So many of the Jews read this sign because the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Aramaic, Latin, and Greek. So the chief priests of the Jews said to Pilate, "Don't write the King of the Jews, but that he said, 'I am the King of the Jews.'" Pilate replied, "What I have written, I have written." Okay, a couple of things I want to point out to you here is that many people saw it because he was crucified near the city. He's crucified right outside the city on main road as people are coming in. It was the reason the Romans did this is because they wanted to serve notice. Don't do anything wrong in our city. We're going to have you executed if you do, so you better toe the line. You better keep walking the way you're supposed to walk. Do the things you're supposed to do, or else this will be your end. They put it in Aramaic, Latin, and Greek because they wanted everybody to be able to read it. That's interesting, isn't it? He put it in Aramaic, Latin, and Greek, making it very clear for whoever walked by, this is who is hanging on the cross. They didn't like it. They said, well, you should just say he claimed that, not that he actually is that. Pilate said, no, what I've written, I've written. I put down what I wanted to put down. If I wanted to write it different, I would have had it written differently. This is what I wanted to be on the sign. He's digging them. He's making a statement about his power over the Jews. I can even put to death the King of the Jews. Pilate's got all kinds of political reasons for doing this, no doubt. When the soldiers crucified Jesus, they took his clothes and divided them into 4 parts, a part for each soldier. They also took the tunic, which was seamless, woven in one piece from the top. So they said to one another, let's not tear it, but cast lots for it to see who gets it. This happened that the scripture might be fulfilled that says, they divided my clothes among themselves, and they cast lots for my clothing. This is what the soldiers did. So here we have the soldiers fulfilling scripture. Clearly, they weren't doing this in an effort to fulfill Scripture. They weren't trying to fulfill Scripture. They just did what they did, and it fulfilled Scripture. We see, I think, in the first 3 slides we've looked at today, you see this, those who are not believers making statements that are true statements about Jesus and doing things that fulfill prophecy about Jesus. They are doing things that further indicate that he is indeed the Messiah promised since the beginning of time, that he is the one prophesied about over and over and over again, and they're not exactly on the side of it. It's not like they're wanting that to be the case. Then, standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple he loved standing there, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that hour, the disciple took her into his home. This disciple whom Jesus loved, right? The disciple he loved, that's John. We know that John doesn't ever name himself in the gospel. He's the disciple whom Jesus loved. Jesus taking care of his mother. And now I want us to get to this, where this is really kind of the main part of what I want us to talk about, what I want us to look at and think about. After this, when Jesus knew that everything was now finished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, he said, I'm thirsty. A jar full of sour wine was sitting there, so they fixed a sponge full of sour wine on a hyssop branch and held it up to his mouth. When Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, it is finished. Then bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. It is finished. It's a Greek word, tetelestai. It's one word, tetelestai. In English, it is finished. There's a lot of different kind of meanings to this. You can think of it is finished as it has been accomplished. I've done what I came to do. Think about someone that has a project that they're working on. I think of men. We've got a project we're working on. We finish it. We go find the wife. It is finished. I've done it. Come look at what I did. I screwed in that light bulb, whatever it is. Tetelestai, that's what we're saying. The work has been accomplished. The work that Jesus came for, Jesus has accomplished it. Everything the Father set out for him to do, he has done. It is finished. I have done all the work. But it also means something like the story is complete. The story is over. It would be something like, say, an artist finishing a sculpture, or maybe a writer finishing a book and turning the last page, the end, it is finished. Tetelestai is what he would say. It's finished. Well, the story of Jesus has been told, that the story of salvation, the story of God's work to redeem the world has happened. It is finished. He's done what he came to do. He has completed that story of salvation, is done in the work of Jesus Christ on the cross. But then it's also the debt has been paid. You have a bill, you're paying off a car. When you get done, you write across the note, tetelestai. It is finished. It is paid. I've paid in full the debt. And this is the great tetelestai word that speaks of our debt, the debt that we owe because of our sin, having been paid because of the work of Jesus on the cross, that Jesus died on the cross to pay the debt, to pay for all of our sin, not his own. He had none. He paid for our sin. The debt has been paid. What a great word tetelestai is. That everything that we owe, everything that we cannot pay, everything that we have no ability to make up, everything that we fall short in, he paid. He's paid it all. He's done everything that needed to be done. He has written the story to perfection, and it has come to completion. So we bring our best and our worst. We bring our victories and our defeats. We bring our shame and we bring our failure. We bring our pride and our weakness. We bring our humiliation. We bring our scars. We bring our doubts and our fears. We bring our hurts and our tears. We bring everything to the cross, and we lay down there all those things. We leave them there. The work of Christ on the cross is for us. The story of Christ is written completely on the cross. The debt that we owe has been paid in full. Tetelestai. It is finished. What a great word. What a great story. Great passage. Thanks for watching. I hope that's helped as you study, as you prepare for teaching, and I hope it's just been a blessing to you. Thank you for watching. Man, you're a blessing to me. Thank you for teaching. God bless those of you that are teaching. And I thank you for spending your time and your effort, giving of your free time to prepare to be ready to teach the Word. God bless you for that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share it with others. We appreciate it when you do that. 2 weeks left in this quarter after this Sunday, so we're getting close to the end. We'll see you next time.